Hi, welcome to my channel, Rohit Speaks. And in this video, which is the episode 2 of our hormone series, I'm going to start with the pituitary gland, which is situated in your brain. I'm going to talk about one of the hormones which is released. It's called as growth hormone. So, where is this pituitary gland? So, when you look at your brain, pituitary gland is literally situated when you go through the center of side, your side of your skull. It's literally in the center. So, if you go like that, you will reach hypothalamus, and below that are two cherry-like looking like glands called as pituitary gland. So, those look like two cherries. So, if you put two cherries, one cherry which is facing towards your eyes is called as anterior, and the one cherry behind is called as posterior. Okay, why it's important? Because those two cherries, they produce different types of hormones. The front one produces majority of them. The back one produces two of the hormones. So we'll go through it. But remember, the one which is facing in the front or towards your eyes, anterior, one in the back, posterior, post. Okay. So looking at that, anterior lobe, or the one facing in front, produces a lot of hormones, which are the thyroid stimulating hormone, the adrenocorticotropin, prolactins, growth hormone, and gonadotropins. Now, I'm going to talk about growth hormone because this is a direct effect of the something which is released by the pituitary gland. Okay, it's a direct hormone. But this TSH, ACTH, or all these rest of them, they actually go to the organ. So they go thyroid stimulating hormone is a one hormone or a chemical messenger will go to your thyroid. And then from that thyroid, your thyroxine hormone is released. So it's an indirect, or there is a like a secondary messaging going on, but this is primary. So growth hormone is the one which is primary. And the other one is antidiuretic hormone, which is from the posterior lobe, the one, the cherry behind, produces antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. Okay, so these are the direct hormones which affect the organs right away. Other ones, they kind of go to the secondary gland and then they release the hormone. So that's why in this video, I'm going to go through growth hormone. And in the next episode, I'll go through the ADH and the oxytocin. So growth hormone. So growth hormone is, by the name itself, growth. It allows you to grow, allows your cells to grow, your muscles to grow, your bones to grow, mineral deposits on your bone, and also adipose or your fatty tissues to develop. So basically, the growth is initiated by this growth hormone, and it is released by the anterior lobes, the one facing in front, and it is released from this pituitary gland into the blood, and it allows all your cells and bones to grow. Now, what happens? So what is a growth hormone? Growth hormone is like 190 amino acids. So if I take one amino acid, so there are 190 of them in a line, and they make this growth hormone. But what happens if there is too much or too less of it? So when there is too much of growth hormone, it leads to two disorders. One is called as gigantism, another one is called as acromegaly. So gigantism happens when the kids are getting too much growth hormone. So their bones are not fused yet. But when they're getting too much growth hormone, they lead to really longer or really large, tall adults. On the other hand, acromegaly happens when you have reached your puberty and after that your growth hormone has started overproducing, and that leads to called as acromegaly. So that's the difference. Gigantism happens when you're still kid and you got a lot of growth hormone and your bones are not fused, and because of that growth hormone you're getting longer. Acromegaly is after you have become hit the puberty or reaching the adult stage, and then there is growth hormone high and leads to acromegaly. So the person who is suffering from acromegaly is a popular WWE wrestler, Great Khali. He has acromegaly. So if you look at his jaw, so that's what he looks like. All of them who suffers from acromegaly will have this longer jaw and all of those things. Okay. On the other hand, if there is low amount of growth hormone while you're growing, it leads to dwarfism or less growth of the person. Um, so is there alternatives, or what are the problems with the growth hormone? So apparently there are a lot of growth hormone alternatives. There is peptides. I apologize for this a little bit pixelated image, but I just wanted to show, like, highlight here. You can actually inject the growth hormone directly, artificially produce a growth hormone and inject it and have the effect. Or you can make these peptides, which will naturally allow your brain or your pituitary gland to release the growth hormone. So there are two ways to do it. The synthetic one will allow you to have all the effects, but also will not allow your natural growth hormone to produce naturally, and it will kind of, your brain will think, okay, it's already there, why am I making it? So it will shut down. But the peptides, on the other hand, allow your growth hormones to be naturally secreted and allows your muscle gain, fat loss. And a lot of bodybuilders or a lot of people who are into workouts or want to develop big, they take a lot of these synthetic, or I will not say synthetic, but growth hormone supplements. So growth hormone supplements are the ones which all these bodybuilders they take, and in a matter of 6 months, you see them becoming ripped and very big. So they take mostly this peptides. I have given here some examples: ipamorelin, seromorelin. There is another called as ibatomumpen. So there is a lot of those. But remember not to take synthetic growth hormone, but take the peptides, which allow your brain to naturally produce it, or it will kickstart your growth hormone levels. In some cases, the synthetic, in some, or I think in almost all the sports field, the synthetic, this one is banned, but I think they allow peptides. I'm not sure, but right now, people have, those who are into bodybuilding, they take a lot of this. Side effects, if you ask me, for growth hormone alternatives, side effects is if you do overdo it. The only issue which I see when you take these kind of over supplements of growth hormone is your bone. So yes, you're growing big, you're developing muscles and everything, but your bones, they have to also keep up with your structure, okay, and make sure your calcium is not getting away. So if these peptides doesn't interfere your calcium balance in your body, and if you supplement with a lot of calcium and take care of your bone, you will be fine. But the only side effect I see mostly is your bone health. You will develop a little bit of brittle bone. You will break your bones very easily if you are taking this synthetic peptides to increase your growth hormone. That's the one of the major side effects of growth hormone alternatives. But they are really helpful for people who have really low growth hormone while growing up. So if you take these kind of peptides, they can help you get enough growth hormone to allow you to grow into a better size, a good size. Now, what about people who are suffering from dwarfism, or we call as the one who doesn't have enough height, and they, in the beginning, when your kid has know that gonna become dwarf because there's not enough growth hormone, there is therapy going on, but right now there are a couple of FDA approved drugs which can help you counter dwarfism. So previously, dwarfism was mostly a permanent effect. You cannot, like, if the person comes out smaller, you cannot really reverse it. But if you know your child is going to get, or you have that gene, or your hormonal level is very low in the beginning, you can supplement it and avoid dwarfism. And there has been a couple of studies which have been published. So technically, you can reverse dwarfism, but at the right time when you start the therapy. After you have hit puberty, you might not be able to reverse it, but before that, you might be able to. So with this, with this video, I just wanted to let you know about growth hormone and the alternatives which is available, and why the athletes or the bodybuilders, they take this. And I know people say, oh, you're taking supplement because they help you grow. But if you take the right amount and have the right knowledge, you will grow properly without affecting anything in your body. Okay, so this is just so I wanted to highlight what are the uses of growth hormone, what are the overproduction, underproduction, and what are the synthetic alternatives available, which helps people with the growth hormone levels in their body. Okay, with that, I will conclude this video right here, and I'll follow up. The next part is the antidiuretic hormone and the oxytocin, which is also hormone released by pituitary gland and directly affecting the organ rather than anything else, or directly affecting the human rather than going to another organ and then releasing something else. So I'll talk about that in the next one. See you.